Hi, welcome to Purana Talk.
When they get here.
Leon and Alan are the Purana guys, that's us. We read the Puranas and try to make, see if we can understand what's going on and, make comments if needed, things like that. But we've been doing this a while. We're in the second kanda of the Garuda Purana, and we're at chapter, what is it,
41. 41. Excuse me, was that loud? So it's kanda.
Kanda.
Kanda, sort of.
Kind of that.
Kanda, sort of.
Okay.
I had to look at my transliterations. Releasing the bull. We're back to releasing the
We're
bull.
in Pavlova, or whatever it is.
Oh, Pamplona.
Pamplona, there we go. Pavlova is something altogether different.
That's where you start. That's running with the drool. Okay.
All right.
Sorry. We have a playful side in case you haven't watched this before. Releasing the bull, Vrsotsarga, is a ritual that's been referred to quite a lot in the Garuda Purana.
Mm-hmm.
It is often done to make the passage of the deceased more, less fraught with difficulty.
Right. That's what most of this stuff it seems to be about, is what causes difficulty after death and mitigations, what you do about it. And some of them you can do before you die. Others you have to have relatives do after you die. So anyway, here we go.
As in most of these, at least in this large section of it, it's Vishnu speaking to Garuda, his Vahana, referred to by his epithet as O Lord of Birds. Vishnu said, O Lord of Birds, the rite of releasing the bull, Vrsotsarga, should be done as prescribed in the month Kartika, or on the full moon day, Purnima, or on other auspicious days. One should get married, release the bull, perform Nandi Mukha, and establish fire. Nandi Mukha, footnote 1, a Shraddha ceremony performed in memory of the mains preliminary to any festive occasion such as marriage.
So you remember the ancestors
at the time of major rites of passage.
Sure. I want to capture the name of that and what verse it shows up in, please.
Well, we've just begun here, so that is called Nandi Mukha.
Nandi Mukha, so Nandi.
Yeah, with lines over the A and the I. Mukha, Mukha, which means mouth or face. Nandi.
Bull.
Well, Nandi. Isn't it Nandi that's Shiva's bull?
Yes.
But Nanda actually, comes from something meaning pleasure and enjoyment. So anyway.
But it could be something like bullface. So it could be a reference to
bullface.
What's it? Yamantaka. Isn't that bullface?
No. That's the destroyer of death. That's what the name means.
I was just thinking of the iconography of it. They always show it with a black bull headed.
Yeah, and Yama himself has a mount of a bull. So
anyway, we should keep an eye on that. There's something going on there.
Definitely. I've been working in the kitchen. I'm very thirsty.
Yeah, our beverage of the evening is zero water.
Zero water. No sugar. Mostly water. And yet, you're lucky to buy it for under $1.
Odd, eh? All right. So Nandi Mukha.
Nandi Mukha. Fire. This is 3. Fire should be established beside the water reservoir, well, cowshed, and everything should be done according to marriage rites, such as the recitation of the mantras by the Brahmins.
So ritual as usual.
He should do patra sadhana, shrapana, upanayana, etc. At the end of paryukshana, the Brahmin should go home. It actually says the Brahmin should do home. But I think unless the typo is he should do homa. But I think that he should go home. It's probably the typo in question on this particular occasion. 5. 6 offerings should be made with the mantra Pratama Ahar. And that is not mentioned in Bloomfield's Vedic Concordance. That's the footnote. Not mentioned in Bloomfield's Vedic Concordance.
All right, so we should keep track of what it is. What can you spell it or help me?
If I must, Pratama Ahar is Pratama. Pratama Ahar is another word, Ahar. There's no lines, dots, squiggles, or other
very good
indicators. All right, so with the mantra Pratama Ahar 2, Agni, Rudra, Sharva, Pashupati, Shiva, Bhava, Mahadeva, Ishana, Yama.
So you say that mantra to each one of them.
Apparently. And a bunch of them are really Shiva by various names for some reason. Once homa should be made with Pishtaka by reciting the mantra Hushaga. This is from the Rig Veda 6:54-5. Homa should be made with both with charu and payasa. First, Vyahriti Homa should be made, then, and that's footnoted, the Vyahriti is oblations poured into the fire by muttering the formula Buhu Swaha Bhuvaha. Swaha, 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 Swaha. Buhu, Swaha, Bhuvaha. Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. Sort of like Swaha and Swaha.
And that's what they say when they put offerings in.
The Swaha, yeah. There's something different going on with this Swaha, though. It's instead of the H with the dot under it, actually it's the full letter with a long vowel. So first, Vyahriti Homa should be made, then Prayaschitta, Samshrava Prashana, Prantita Parimokshana, and Pavitra Pratipatti. And it doesn't bother footnoting all of those. Apparently we're supposed to remember what those are from a previous
I don't, however.
mention. I don't either. Samshravana Prashana, Pranita Parimokshana, and Pavitra Pratipatti. Some sort of purification.
Yeah, I think I vaguely remember that there was a series of rituals you were supposed to do to purify yourself before you did these rituals.
Dakshina should be given to the Brahmins officiating at the sacrifice by reciting Shadanga mantras dedicated to Rudra, the ghost obtains release. So Shadanga mantras means 6-limbed mantras. It might mean Shadakshara, like 6 syllables, in which case it could conceivably just be Om Namah Shivaya.
And
which is the 5-syllable mantra plus Om, so it's 6. But by reciting Shadanga mantras dedicated to Rudra, the ghost obtains release. Bull of, and it's interesting.
That's an interesting thing in itself. Is that here?
What? Yeah.
Verse 8.
8, 9. What? Just that you're doing a mantra to Rudra?
Yeah, to release ghosts.
The ghost obtains release. Yeah, well, the spirit in that's after death. They don't. So they're released from ghosthood. That's often what this bull release is about. It's letting the ghost release get released. I was going to say it. A lot of this points out to this. This, I don't know what you want to call it, cosmopolitan Catholic. It's this is an ostensibly Vaishnava text, but lots of other gods show up. And in this case, Shiva is showing up in a bunch of ways. He keeps getting mentioned as Rudra, sometimes Sharva, sometimes Pashupati, Bhava, Mahadeva, Ishana are all names that are associated with Shiva from time to time. Some are a little vague. Mahadeva is great god, so it could be applied to another deity. Bull of one color, and a calf should be bathed and decorated with ornaments. By releasing the twins, the ghost obtains release. Then water libation should be made by reciting the mantras. The Brahmins should be feasted and gratified with the sacrificial fee. Then Ekodishta should be performed, accompanied by water libations and gifts of food. This should be done on the 12th day and in each month separately. The prescription relates to the release of the ghost. That's it.
Okay, so the water offering was mentioned where
11, by releasing the twins, and it's like, he says, bull of one color and a calf should be bathed and decorated with ornaments. And then by releasing the twins, does it just mean the pair?
Yeah, I think so.
There's no twins mentioned prior.
Well, they maybe are making them representative of twins.
Why?
I don't know. Unless it's a reference to Gemini.
And they might just mean by releasing the pair, and poor choice of words. But you don't want to always just assume it's a poor choice of words. It might be significant.
So water libation.
Then water libation should be made by reciting the mantras. It says that's the whole. The Brahmins should be feasted and gratified with the sacrificial fee. Then Ekodishta should be performed, accompanied by water libation and gifts of food. This should be done on the 12th day and in each month separately. The prescription relates to the release of the ghost. End of story.
Very interesting. As a ghost hunter, I can tell you that knowing something like that, like knowing that you do this mantra in these right conditions, you can release a ghost, might be very helpful. So I think it's interesting that it started with the bull, letting the bull go again.
But let go of all the bull.
It doesn't talk about, the havoc that would cause if you.
No, they never talk about that very much. The same with the, the horse sacrifice, where they're following this horse around wherever he goes for a year. And I don't know. There's bulls wandering around in India, so it's not a big deal, right? And I mean, they are a big deal, and you want to be aware when you're around them because I've had a couple run-ins, notably in Benares, twice. What's the message there? Why am I getting nudged?
Hard to know. But knowing, it's interesting. I use Om Namah Shivaya anyway.
Well, that was just a guess that was
no,
the
but that could
easily
question. Be. It was addressed to the right God. It's the right number of
Rudra,
syllables.
So it occurred to me.
It could well be very helpful.
Could be Om Namah Rudraya.
Yeah. The other thing it was saying do ritual at the full moon, right, and then do ritual 12 days later. Is that right? So that's just before dark.
Well,
or is it 12 days from dark, which is full moon, or close to it?
Well, it says that this letting go of the bull ritual should be done as prescribed in the month of Kartika, which is in the fall, as winter approaches, or on the full moon day, or on on other auspicious days.
Oh, I see. So it's not so pat.
No, just it gives a preference, and then,
Okay, interesting. the timing of these.
It's very
rituals
typical of these things, though, that it gives you like several possible ways of doing it.
Sometimes it'll go into very elaborate detail on exactly what to do, and you mustn't vary from this. And then at the end, it'll say, "Or you could do this, this, or this,
or whatever you can afford." You know, it gives you
how
it
wonderful!
explicates all these jewels and metals you have to use, and then it says, "Or what you can afford, or you can make it out of wood."
But this is very folk magic stuff too, because in Europe, this is the way it is too. Because you have to work with what you have.
Yeah.
If you're a peasant, especially, or somebody that isn't.
Well, and I think in
endowed.
in some ways they're leaving open the idea that it should be a meaningful effort or sacrifice on your part to make something happen.
Sure.
So if you've got to like dip into the funds, and that's gonna like
that'll make it real.
Make
for
an
you.
impression on you. That'll make it real for you. Exactly. That's what. But if if you're in that position and you skimp, you might read the part. You might be a miserly type. You say, or you could make it out of mud, and so you choose that. Though the gods might go,
all right, we'll make your solution out of mud too. Okay.
Oh no.
I find that the gods know better. You can't cheat God, because alone with God there are no alibis, is my old saying. It's not like you're getting away with anything. So just don't worry about that. God knows all that already. All that wringing of hands is just making your hands ring. Yeah, I know.
I don't hear anything.
Yeah, we're sure.
I think it's time to go now.
All right, bye.